Well, thank you so much, every one of you, for being with me tonight. Your kind, prayerful, loving concern has been a ministry to me and continues to be a ministry to me. I thank you for it, and I lean heavy on it. I flew in yesterday morning. I really don't like to fly. I think flying is crazy. It's just nuts, in light of the whole gravity thing. But I'll tell you what I do love about flying. I love those precious few minutes just after takeoff or just before landing when you're low enough to the ground to see the world going on below in great detail, but high enough to finally float free of that false self-perception of bigness that wants to puff you up and make you proud. See, everything gets smaller at 7,000 feet. Those tiny little cars, those little city streets, and those great tall buildings that hardly scrape the sky. What a precious new perspective is granted when you fly. See, everything gets smaller at 7,000 feet. That's the blessing of the distance and of the window seat. To think that even then, those people I can barely see might be gazing at the sky, squinting to see me. It's a bird? No, it's a plane, and I'm not a Superman. I'm a skinny little rider in a winged tin can. And I'm a sinner and a debtor to God's amazing grace, just like them and every one of you gathered in this place. So come, Lord, fill our hearts with joy for everything you are, and crucify the part of me that wants to be the star. Forbid that I pervert applause to serve my self-conceit. Let me simply be a messenger from 7,000 feet. It's a wild ride on the back of time. You pull the reins, but no, your woe won't slow her down. You can only hope you don't get thrown. So hold on, but not to time and space. Grip the hand of grace. Grow old and hold your gold up there, for sure as pilgrim days bloom and fade away. We're pilgrims here. Fix your eyes on heaven's prize. Fix them on Jesus, forsaking every worthless thing that weighs you down on that narrow road to home. And hold on, not to time and space. Grip the hand of grace. Grow old and hold your gold up there, for sure as pilgrim days bloom and fade away. We're pilgrims here. Grow old and hold your gold up there, for sure as pilgrim days bloom and fade away. We're pilgrims here. Well, Well, that's a fairly new song. It's called Pilgrims Here, and it's the title track. So I hope you liked it. Yeah, we brought plenty of them tonight, so don't be shy. But, this one's mine, but you can buy the rest of them. The back cover looks like a Gap ad. Well, Jill did a really beautiful job with this song earlier. I'm going to butcher it now. I wrote this song a few years back in response to a dear friend's battle with cancer. It meant a lot to me at the time. Of course, it means much more to me now. You arrange the dark and painful seasons, as true as you declare the dawn of day. And though it's not for man to demand a reason, sometimes try as I may, I can't help but wonder why. Why? But I know you have your reasons, though hidden from my eyes. Yes, there is comfort in this one thing that I know. You are wise. You do as you please, oh, what can man say? None can stay your sovereign hand. Your thoughts are not our thoughts, our ways are not your ways. Let pain be precious to your plan. I need not wonder why. Why? 'Cause I know you have your reasons. No, I wouldn't change things even if I could. 'Cause you have a purpose in everything. And I know. Yes, I know. You are good. And one day clouds of ancient mystery will break with joyful cries as we look back on history through heaven's eyes, singing you are wise, singing you are good, singing you are wise, yeah, singing you are good. God is indeed good. He is so tenderly merciful. So I have absolutely no doubt regarding his perfectly wise purpose in all things, even as he arranges and orders my life with its careful mix of pleasure and pain. Romans 8:28 says, "We know that God causes all things to work together for good for those who love God and are called according to his purpose." I want to sing you a couple of new songs written out of my own battle with cancer. Ooh, slipping away, soft summer under the sun, sweet days, wild winter wind, frozen and closing in. Sure, I'll shiver while I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, but I will not fear, 'cause you are with me, high and low, wherever I go. You don't stop at the mountaintop view, that's just not you, 'cause you are Lord of the valley too. And I'll cry my tears to you, the God of comfort here, safe and understood, as only you alone could, high and low, wherever I go. You don't stop at the mountaintop view, that's just not you, 'cause you are Lord of the valley too. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Let it all fall down. High or low, wherever I go, you don't stop at the mountaintop view, that's just not you. No, no, you are Lord of the valley too. You are Lord of the valley too. Would you believe a miracle? Grace falls like rain when a man made to suffer makes a friend of precious pain. For in these troubled times, I swear I find the sweetest release in the arms of my Jesus, and highest health and perfect peace. So don't cry for me, no, don't cry. By breaking me, he's making me whole. And the lower I go, and though the higher I fly, it is well, truly well with my soul. It is is well, it is well with my soul. So go on and grieve, for he who gains the world but loses his soul, while having all he has nothing, my heaven holds such greater gold. So don't cry for me, no, don't cry. By breaking me, he's making me whole. And the lower I go, the higher I fly. It is well, truly well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. And the lower I go, the higher I fly. It is well, truly well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. With my soul. With my soul. Well, I'd like to take a minute to embarrass my family. I'm very pleased to say and very touched to know that many of my family are here with me tonight, and I'm not sure where they're all sitting, but I love you all dearly. But if I could single out my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister, they've been my best friends over these recent months. While I was in the hospital recovering from surgery, they were outrageously selfless and giving to the point of exhaustion to make sure that I was as comfortable as possible. And so I'd like you to help me thank them tonight. Mom and Dad and Scott and Kristen, would you just stand up real quick? Here comes a dove. Actually, my greatest magic trick was that throughout the chemo, I've kept all my frizzy hair. No, many chemotherapy drugs do cause hair loss, but some do not. So, God is indeed faithful. 2 Timothy 2:15 says, if we are faithless, he remains faithful. What an awesome verse of Scripture. What an amazing truth to cling to. I take great hope in that verse because I am painfully aware of my own faithlessness towards the Lord. This is a song about wrestling with a divided heart. Well, here I am again. Oh, here I am still walking the line between black and white. I used to think I might just fool you, but now I'm closer to true that I'm fooling myself, yeah, like I can really have it all this time. But I'll choose you or else I'll be living to die, walking the line. This fence I've learned to rise is intended to divide the forsaken chosen side, but it sure does divide my devotion and my time a day here. Then for a day over there I'll hide, fooling myself, yeah, like I can really have it all this time. But I'll choose you or else I'll be living to die, walking the line. Could I waste a lifetime, never take a side? Or could I change? Well, maybe now is the time to decide. No more fooling myself, no, I'll be walking in the truth this time. 'Cause I'll choose you or else I'll be living to die. It's time to decide. I can't go on walking the line. Well, Satan's goal and sin's goal in our lives is to keep us walking that line between light and dark, between the love of God on the one hand and the love of the world with its passions and its lusts on the other. And to that end, sin comes to us again and again and again with its promises of happiness, some fleeting pleasure or some momentary thrill, all in a desperate attempt to rob us of what is truly happy, namely knowing God, knowing Him in whose presence is fullness of joy and in whose right hand are pleasures forevermore. Knowing God and knowing that He is not far from any one of us, but that He is near always. Every moment, even as we go about the most mundane chores of life, the almighty, blessed God of the universe is right there. His presence to be enjoyed. And so God forbid that we fall prey to sin's lies. Thomas Watson, a great Puritan of 300 years ago, wrote, "First sin tempts and then it damns. It's first a fox and then a lion. Sin first brings us pleasures which delight and charm the senses, and then it comes with its nail and hammer. Sin's last act is always tragic." When life becomes a bore, the dangerous will tell you lies. Sure, you've heard them all before. Like, give me just a chance to show you what you're missing in your life's too short to waste your time drawing lines. But the dangerous, she just might kill you. Always one extreme to a harder game. Yeah, but I can dust my windowsill to find the king, living in among the mere mundane, living in among the mere mundane. What do we think we'll gain? The dangerous is just a rush, instant pleasure for the pain. But watch her fade away in just a moment's time. She's gone and left you alone, dry skin and bones. 'Cause the dangerous, she just might kill you. Always one extreme to a harder game. Yeah, but I can dust my windowsill to find the king, living in among the mere mundane, living in among the mere mundane. Ooh, you're not far from me, no, no. You're not far from me, you're right there in the simple day-to-day, as close as can be. Yeah, so a simple life is fine with me. Yeah, yeah. So when life becomes a bore, well, beware. The dangerous will tell you lies. Don't you believe her anymore. Oh no, 'cause given half a chance, she'll show you what it means to lose your soul. Will by and by surely die. 'Cause the dangerous, she just might kill you. Always one extreme to a harder game. Yeah, but I can dust my windowsill to find the king, living in among the mere, living in among the mere, living in among the mere mundane. But oh, the joy, the heights of joy that await us, the heights of joy that God wants to raise us to if we will trust in Him, if we'll hope in Him, if we'll pursue with all our might our joy in Him. There was a farmer out working in his field, and he stumbled across a bird egg just lying in the middle of the field. He didn't know what kind of bird this egg might belong to, and so he decided to try a little experiment. He took the egg into his barn and just snuck it underneath one of his chickens just to see if this thing would hatch. And sure enough, the egg hatches, the bird begins to grow, and as he grows, he learns to pick seeds out of the dirt and do all of these exciting things that chickens do. But as he matures, you see, he begins to develop these strong, broad wings and this strong, hooked beak and these strong talons. And it becomes very obvious, this is not a chicken, this is an eagle. The problem is, the bird thinks he's a chicken. The farmer says, this is a tragedy. I've got to show this bird who he was meant to be, who he in fact is. So he takes the eagle out to the end of a long mesa, just this cliff where it drops straight down hundreds of feet, and he holds him out, and oh, I'm sorry, let me back up. That's the good part. That comes in a minute. See, his first try is to take the eagle up on top of the barn, you see, and show him this little barnyard. And so he holds him up on the roof like this. He says, you're not a chicken. You're an eagle, and you were meant to fly. And with that, he throws him off the roof. And the bird goes out and starts to turn over and over. He falls, hits the ground, stands up, shakes it off, kind of dazed, and goes right back to picking seeds out of the dirt. The farmer's exasperated. He says, I've got to show this bird who he is. So this time, he does indeed take him to the end of a long mesa, just this cliff where it drops straight down hundreds of feet. And this time, he holds him out. He shows him the most beautiful, the most glorious landscape he's ever seen. And he says once again, you're not a chicken. You're an eagle, and you were meant to fly. And he throws him off the cliff. He goes out and starts to tumble again over and over. He falls 10 feet, falling 20 feet, falling 50 feet. He's falling real fast. But then he steadies himself just a little bit. And the wind catches him just right as he ascends higher and higher and higher till he's just a little speck in the sky. He makes one last swooping circle and flies off into the distance, never to be seen by those chickens again. Now, to those of you who have never heard that story before and were expecting a funny punchline, I'm sorry. It's a long way to go for no laugh, but I do think it's true that God looks down from heaven on each one of us and says, my, oh my, you have no idea what you're missing. You were meant for a kind of joy, a kind of happiness that you just can't even imagine. But you were designed to find that joy in me, he says. So hope in me. You will not be disappointed. I heard a story about an eagle, born and raised with some chickens on a farm, where life was anything but regal. Before too long, that old barn lost its charm. He took to dreaming of the sky. The chickens took to picking dinner off the ground. Before too long, he learned to fly. There was nothing anyone could do to hold him down. He said, I will fly over sea and land. Watch me go, I know who I am. You say that sin has pinned you down, there's no use trying. So you take your time on the ground instead of flying. But is it right to let it hold you in submission? God didn't give you eagle wings without a mission to boldly go where no bird has ever flown. Hang your hope on Him alone, and the Lord will lift you up and make you whole and cause your cup to overflow. Take your place in the sky, fly eagle, fly. fly. You see, it's for you he bled and died to set your soul free from sin and death, yet you abide among the poultry. The rooster crows, he knows you don't belong there anymore. No, you ain't no chicken eagle. Learn to soar on the wind that the Spirit of God only brings. Yes, feel it beneath your wings, and the Lord will lift you up and make you whole and cause your cup to overflow. Take your place in the sky, fly, eagle, fly. Even youths grow tired and weary, young men stumble and fall, but don't neglect that holy call. The Lord will lift you up and make you whole and cause your cup to overflow. Take your place in the sky, fly, eagle, fly. Fly. Don't you look at me, he said with anger in his eye. I said I didn't. He said you did when you sang Fly, Eagle, Fly. Those words, he said, they sting, and man, you're in my personal space. See, I agreed to hear you sing, but man, your preaching's out of place. I said, brother, the word preach, well, it simply means proclaim. See, I've got news, and it's good. And brother, it's the same news I need to hear. Oh, yes, I thought you knew. See, every word I sing is meant for me as well as you. Anyway, tough words are what we need. They're a double-edged knife. See, they cut and make us bleed, but then they call us back to life. And well, it's time that we both heard the call. Too many days have passed in living without life at all. Let this one be our last. Well, thank you all so much for tonight. This has been an amazing ministry to me. I want to thank especially Al Morell for dreaming this whole thing up. Thank you, Al. This has been good for my soul. I'll close with this one. We're setting out on a winding mountain trail. I carry the pack, she leads the way. We reach the top, I drop my pack. She turns to me and says, I've never felt so free. I wish someone could tell me you don't have to go back down. No, you can stand your higher ground. You don't have to go back down, down. down. I say, look, the morning star, she sets the eastern sky ablaze. Then she circles around till she settles down again. And well, you're like that, you shine too. I've seen you glow, you know, but the sun can't hold a candle to you. 'Cause even after she says you don't have to go back down, no, you can stand your higher ground. You don't have to go back down, down, down. It's a choice that we're making, to live what we believe, to take the only trail worth taking, high above the trees, above the trees. So look around you, go ahead, take a 360 view of everything that used to hold you down. But look quick, 'cause way up here they just disappear into thin air, up where the eagle cries, singing welcome home, welcome home. You don't have to go back down, no, you can stand your higher ground. You don't have to go back down, no, you don't have to, you don't have to go back down. Thank you all so very much. Grace be with you. If you would just form an orderly queue, I'd like a hug from every one of you.
But wait, there's more. Todd, with the advent of technology and the texting that goes on, believe it or not, the pit, that's where I sit, has been, it's been requested that you sing the ant song. Do you think you could do that for us?
Yes, I can do that.
From Kentucky, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what it is, the ant song.
Good, because I think my dad likes this one. Oh. Well, I can do that one too. If you got time, I've got time. Yeah, this is a song I wrote back in seminary a few years back. Seminary was a great experience, a little bit of a challenge. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the Lord, and I learned a lot about myself. This is a song about being lazy. Proverbs chapter 6 says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard. Observe her ways and be wise, which, having no chief, officer, or ruler, prepares her food in the summer and gathers her provision in the harvest. How long will you lie down, O sluggard? When will you rise from your sleep? A little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and your poverty will come in like a vagabond, and your need like an armed man." 6 a.m. my clock is yelling at me, 'cause I've got 12 new to-dos plus 3 or 4 more I put off from yesterday. But I hit the pillow last night at 3:15. So now I'll hit the snooze 1 or 2 or 10 times more before I'm on my way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my, can you believe it? My feet and the cold floor finally met. Now fully clothed and crossing the floor, I'm heading for the door. I'm almost there, but hold your applause, 'cause it's not like I've left the room yet. And every lazy boy knows you must beware when walking past that lazy boy chair. A little folding of the hands, a little rest, a little sleep, a little slumber never hurt a man. But oh my, how time flies as I lie by and watch it go. Daydreaming away my life, I'll finish it with nothing to show. Oh no, nothing to show. I was told about the wise one who lives upon a hill. I found her small, 1/4 inch tall, but I was desperate, and so to the ant I turned, only to swallow my pride like a bitter pill. 'Cause hear me now, I'm confessing, there's a lesson she can teach this sluggard if he'll learn. She's careful when she folds her hands. A little rest, but just enough to make her plenty tough to move the sand. But oh my, how time flies as I lie by and watch it go. Sleepwalking through my life, I'll wake one day to learn I'm old. Saying all those years, where did they go? Where did they go? Where did they go? Where did they go? 'Twas 1740 in the sleepy town in Massachusetts, when the Spirit of the Lord came down to open up their eyes. Oh, how the truth broke through when faithful Jonathan was preaching, freeing the deceived who had believed the liar's lies. A great awakening, a great awakening. Now would you send another wind our way? A great awakening, a great awakening. Now would you light a fire in our hearts, a new desire for the glory of the King? A great awakening. Oh, what a treasure lies in wait for hearts and minds inclined to know you. But with darkened hearts and vision blurred, we're blinded to it all. So like those days of long ago, when you caused your light to shine through, may again enlightened praises rise. Lord, let your Spirit fall. A great awakening, a great awakening. Now would you send another wind our way? A great awakening, a great awakening. Now would you light a fire in our hearts, a new desire for the glory of the King? Oh, we've been dreaming too long. Wipe the sleep from our eyes. Let a new day dawn. Now would you send another wind our way? A great awakening, a great awakening. Now would you light a fire in our hearts, a new desire for the glory of the King? A great awakening, a great awakening.